Happy Monday. It is July the 8th. My name is Mandy. I am one half of Soulstar Energy Collective, and I'm here to do a weekly Oracle card reading for you. So if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping and listening. What we do, Allie and I like to come into this space every Monday and provide guidance and insight, either on the energy that you can expect for the week ahead or just general guidance from your spirit team. I am going to be pulling cards from the Oracle of Seven Energies by Colette Baron-Reid. It's one of my favorite decks because the imagery is so beautiful. We do it a little bit differently. We won't read from the book, but what we do is we just are going to pull three cards, or I'm going to pull three cards. This is what we do every Monday, but I'm going to pull three cards for you today, and you're just kind of meant to feel into whether card number one, card number two, or card number three has a message for you. You can assign a question to a card. You can keep it general and just see what guidance has, or you can kind of just wait to see which card resonates with you or which message resonates with where you're at. I'm just going to be reading the energy from the card and just channeling what messages come through in the moment for that. Not really any announcements other than we are still planning to open the doors for our soul activating journey. If you're interested in learning how to read energy, kind of what Allie and I do, read the Akashic records, work with energy, understand energy. We have a cohort starting soon called the Soul Activating Journey, and this is where we take 6 months to work with you. Allie and I work with you within a group of students, and we teach you how to do all of this, and we also practice. So if this is something you're interested in learning to do, check out our website. It's called the Soul Activating Journey, and let us know if you have any questions. You can join the interest list. Anybody on the interest list, of course, will receive some type of bonus or discount on registration. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay. So we're going to start with card number one. And of course, I've already done my connection and called forward my spirit guides, and I'm working with the energy already. So if you're interested in learning how to open your channel, we have a lot of on-demand or self-paced courses available as well. And in our course called Unlocking Your Intuition, I think that's what we called it. It is like I said, a self-paced course, and you can check that out. We talk about the connection ritual and how you can open your channel safely, how you can close it safely, and also how you can start really paying attention to the subtle energies, how your intuition is speaking to you, how energy comes in for you. So if you're interested in doing that kind of self-paced, check out that course on our website. Okay. Also, it's linked in our bio page on Instagram. All right. Card one. Card one, please. Okay. It is what it is. I don't know that I've seen this card before. Okay. So this card makes me feel a little bit like a little bit confused. It almost feels like there's sorry, one second. I just want to feel all the message before I start. Okay, it kind of feels like this is with regard to timing. It almost feels like they're showing me that we've been working towards something, towards a goal. We've been on a specific path, and we've come to this point in we feel like we're ready to like move over the threshold or move through into the next phase, like up level a little bit. But we haven't experienced that breakthrough yet, or that transition, that push forward, that level up. It just feels like we're kind of waiting for the doors to open. So, but there's all this energy, there's all this magic that has kind of like brought you to this point. And it just feels like it's kind of, there's something that's happening where it just feels like it's not quite time for you to push through into that next level or over that threshold, and we're just kind of like in this like holding period, in this waiting period, and there's this sense of frustration and this sense of confusion as to like, well, I made it to this point, why are the doors locked, like why can't I get through, like what is happening here? And so the message is to try just kind of trust the timing, trust the journey. Like, you've been on this beautiful journey, and you've made it to this point. So I just want to feel into the actual message here. One sec. Okay. So I just asked him I was like, well, why are we waiting at this closed door? Like, what is happening here? And it feels like they're just sharing that there is a lesson in this patience period, in this waiting period. There's a lesson here with regard to timing. There's a lesson here. It's like the last final lesson in a sense before the doors open, before you can break through. And it feels like there's also some things happening on the other side of the door where everything's kind of aligning and finishing touches and just like making sure the magic is right. Like, it feels like there's two things happening on either side of this door. The first one is how are you going to move through this frustration, how are you going to move through this confusion? What are you going to learn from this experience as you sit here and wait patiently or impatiently for this door to open? Like, how are you, like, there might even be a sense of like a breakdown, or like there's so much. So it's like, in this moment, there are also, for some of us, layers that we need to shed before we can get through to this other side. It's like there's this density that we're still holding that we weren't able to shed fully through this journey. So before we can step through, it's almost like we need to be super cleansed, super pure. Not like I don't want anybody to think that it's like I have to be perfect to get through this to get to this next level. It's just like there's a couple of things that still need to fall away, or a couple of things that still need to break down, is in the sense of mind frame patterns, thought processes, like mindset stuff, like healing, even like a little bit of maybe perhaps like inner child. Like, it just feels like there's a little bit of healing that still needs to happen before we can get to that other side. And as you sit here before this door waiting to get through, because you've made it here and you know you're here, it just feels like there's this pressure point where it's going to force you to release that before you can step through onto the other side or into this new energy that is awaiting for you. So it's almost like the doors will open, and you're going to step into this new frequency. You're going to step into this new abundance, this different level, this like higher vibration, all of the things that you've been kind of working towards. It feels like these doors will open, but just know that there is a little bit of healing that has to happen as you sit in this point in time, and this uncomfortableness and this confusion and this lack of clarity is forcing you to break down those final walls, those final barriers that you need to release before you can experience that. So there is a magic happening in this uncomfortable space where you're frustrated, but just know it is aligned and it's on purpose, and you're just like, you're at the end of this, like you're there. You just need to like, and then you can go into this new frequency. So I don't know. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. It's just like, don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. Okay. Card 2. Oh my gosh, it's almost 10 minutes already. Okay, card 2, please. We're running out of time. Okay. The land between. Okay, similar to card number one in the sense like there's like Ali and I have talked about this in between phase quite a bit because we've both experienced it's like the period of time between who you were and who you're becoming. Like there's this period of time where you're kind of figuring it out. You're figuring out who you are and you're releasing some of the old things that no longer align with you as you try to step in and as you try to step into this new phase of your life in this trend. It's like the transition period and you're trying to align with what you want your future to look like or who your future self is. Like you're trying to step into that energy, but at the same time you're releasing this old energy and this old way of doing things. So it just feels like this is a reminder that you're in the in-between, and this can be a beautiful space. Like they want to bring peace and calmness to this space because a lot of us can get a lot really uncomfortable again and in our heads and have a difficult time moving through this transition phase. And this period of time can take as long as it takes in the sense of like sorry, I just want to make sure I say this properly. We get to choose how long it takes for us to move through this phase in the sense of how we're going to move through it with regard to our energy, our mindset, our beliefs. Like it's our choice as to how long we're going to sit in this in-between phase. In a sense, like there's definitely things that we're going to have to release and have to bring up and work on, and there's going to be a lot of healing in this space, but it can be a beautiful healing. It can be, that's what the message is. This space is a beautiful space to be because of all the healing that you're being asked to do, all of the shadows that are coming up for you to look at. Everything that you're doing in this space is a very healing time, as difficult and as uncomfortable as it can be. So they just want you to recognize where you're at with it, and to just give yourself compassion and gratitude and love for yourself for being in this space, because it is a healing space to be in, and you are moving closer and closer to that future version of yourself that is calling you forward. So just align with that version, like feel that pull and allow that to lead you forward through this time. Knowing that that's who you're moving towards, like imagining who you want to be, what this person looks like, where they're at, how they feel like energetically, their mindset, all that sort of stuff, and allow that to pull you forward instead of feeling like you're stuck and being pulled backwards to that older version of yourself. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Card 3. There we go. A higher view. So this card brings me a lot of confidence and a lot of, I want to say power, but I just feel powerful. So the energy of this card is really a message about pulling up and stepping into that confident energy, that powerful energy, and just like that, like being able to see things from that higher perspective. So understanding that we're in the trenches as our human selves and we're really moving through, a lot of us are purging, like things are just coming out of the woodworks and there's so much healing that's going on right now, but just being able to pull up and see the higher perspective, that higher picture, and knowing that you're moving forward. So it's almost like they're showing me like there's all of this turmoil and chaos kind of that's going on down here. But if you can pull up and you'll be able to move forward without having to attach to any of that energy in this space. And you'll just I want to say like bypass, but we're not bypassing anything. We're just experiencing it in a different timeline or in a different energy. And we're moving forward same through all of that and like over all of that, and we're experiencing it just from a different space. So we can still watch everything that's going on and learn from what's going on, but we don't have to hook into that energy, and we don't have to experience it the same way as most people are experiencing it. We can pull up and move through it in a different way, and then a lot of people are actually going to notice that, and they're going to want to know how you're doing that. So that is the message for number 3. I hope you guys have a great day. Let us know if you have any questions. Let us know what card you chose. And thank you for being here.